Hey, I'm Pastor Fred. Welcome to the Follow Through. We're here. We are listening to God all the time, and we're living for Him. Grab those Bibles. We are in Hebrews chapter 10. Today we're going to look at verse 25. And all week we're going to talk about really how we are kind of better together. We're talking about gathering, probably very timely given what's been happening in our world. We're kind of getting back to getting together. Concerts are coming back, festivals, all that cool stuff. Movie theaters are back in business, and man, there's maybe a little uncertainty about how much that will continue or if there'll be other restrictions, but hey, that is something we can't control. So during this past year and really the year and a half, one of the phrases we heard was that better together. We're better together. And again, it was this huge message trying to say, look, the world is trying to split us apart, and maybe you felt some of that, and maybe it's brought you some anxiety, some sadness, some stress, as you feel like all these forces are there and they're just, ripping families apart, businesses, even churches apart. And so here's this message from Hebrews, right? Hebrews 10:25 says, not neglecting, right? And he starts off really by saying for us to stir one another up to love and to good works. So we're to kind of encourage each other. He starts there, but then he goes on in 25, not neglecting to meet together as is the habit of some, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day drawing near. So Jesus is coming back. And they lived, and we really should too, live with a kind of an urgency that he was coming back tomorrow. And in light of that, in light of the fact that you're part of the family of God and God loves you and He is with you, I want to encourage you with all of those things. But what all those things spell is that we get together, and we get together so that we can not make fun of each other or look down on each other or judge each other, but help each other, encourage each other, right? And lift each other up. We're going to see that theme over and over and over again this week. Now, the first two words there for neglecting and then also for the habit of some are very interesting words. The word for neglecting literally means to forsake, to abandon, or to desert, right? It sort of has that feel of somebody letting you down, someone leaving you in the lurch, taking off, forgetting about you. And he says, look, when it comes to meeting together, that's how we feel when people don't show up. Think about it. You have a family dinner, you schedule everything, you get all this food, and then some people don't show up. What if nobody showed up? I mean, you'd be like, man, you would feel abandoned. I mean, you would certainly feel neglected, but you would feel abandoned, you'd feel deserted, like, man, like people just don't care. And that's the opposite of what we're talking about here today. And so the writer of Hebrews says, that's become the habit of some. Or another word you could use is the custom. It's kind of like become what they do, their norm. And he goes, no, that's not us. We're here to encourage each other. And really the best way that we do that is when we meet together with the purpose of encouraging other. I mean, that's the benefit. It's not to guilt us and say, oh, you better get together. I heard that a lot during the pandemic. But why do we get together? It's because we need each other. It's so important on every level, in every organization, especially church. You just can't do church on your own. You need other people. It's how God has dialed it in. It was sort of the blueprint. It's in the DNA. It's how we are, right? Think about your family. You can't do family alone, can you? Your family by virtue of being together. And you can't do that just you. No, what do? You gather the family together. You have Sunday dinner. You have, a get together for somebody's birthday, and you do all that so that you encourage, and that strengthens the bond that you have. It strengthens your relationships with each other, and that is awesome. And again, God is here blessing us, forgiving us, giving us His love so that we can do all that. So take advantage of that today. Give somebody a call that you haven't talked to in a while. Encourage them. Say, man, what can I say that's going to really lift them up here today? What do they really not want to hear, but what do they need to hear? And let's bring that to them in Jesus. All right? We'll talk to you next time.